Welcome you to Middletown High School for the Section 9 Class C Girls Soccer Championship. Huddling up is this number 2 seed, the Millbrook Blazers. They will take on the number 1 seed, the Lady Spartans of SS Seward. The Spartans are the number 1 seed. They are 15-2 on the season. They won the championship back in 2019, the last time girls soccer was played in the fall. Meanwhile, Millbrook, they are the defending champs, winning back this past spring when the fall season of 2020 was delayed. The Lady Spartans are led by Joe DiMattina. Meanwhile, Jerome Canzaneri is the fifth-year head coach for Millbrook. Graduated in 1978 from Holy Cross, a Catholic school in Queens. And he has led the Blazers to 3 section championships in the previous 4 seasons. So great success for the Blazers under his leadership. Seward back in 2019 beat Millbrook in PKs to claim the championship. Looking to earn it back after they lost last year's game by not playing. Unfortunately, just prior to the championship game this past spring, there was a COVID outbreak on the Lady Spartan side, and so Millbrook was awarded the championship. So this has basically been, Glenn Perry, a 2-year arc for these teams facing off against each other to win this Class C championship.
Yeah. Now they're playing in the fall, early as you mentioned, they're playing in the spring. So, it should be a very competitive game. Both have great records and obviously a rivalry within this Section 9 here.
They did not play in the regular season, part of different leagues in Section 9. The Blazers took down the 3 seeds Sullivan West in the semis. The Spartans took care of the 4th-seeded Hawks of Rhinebeck. And we are underway as Millbrook wears the white, Seward in the blue. Throw in for the Blazers, a team that has scored 48 times on the year. Their defense has only allowed 10. With 6 of those 10 goals conceded in their only 2 losses of the year, both of them to the Mount Academy, who plays tomorrow in the Class D final. Another game that you can check out here on the NFHS network.
Yeah, that was the added game you put on for tomorrow. That'll be a 3:45 start. So we've got a 3:45, 5:45, and 7:45 games here in Middletown. And I believe the A finals, boys and girls, in the 5:45 and 7:45 games.
This is Kaylee Tompkins, 10 in the white. Part of this versatile lineup for the Blazers, who will use players in different spots up and down the lineup.
Yeah, both teams trying to settle in here.
It is played to the foot of Tompkins.
Yeah, Maurice there trying to sprint for it.
The sophomore with 6 goals, one of the best scorers on the team. It is Hudson Heitman, the junior forward that leads the squad as she gets her first touch there near the box.
And it'll be a throw-in. Almost hit that flag stick.
Attacking third throw-in. settles inside of the 18.
Good clear there.
Catherine Mulhare is the senior keeper for Seward. Sophia DeYoung. And a handball.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have a set piece coming up. Around 30 yards out.
Mackenzie Richner places it down.
SS Seward's trying for the clean sweep here today. The boys won just before this one.
That bounces on frame for our first shot of the day. Handled by Ella Wilson. Heitman battling and wins it. Fourth minute, no score. First half of this Section 9 Class C Girls Soccer Championship. Emily Grassler. 13 in the white will be a factor today. Measures 6 foot. Plays a defensive midfield spot and will be involved quite a bit in everything that the Blazers do. She settles right around midfield.
Yep, looks like we got a foul here. Looks like it's against Zombek. So it looks like we'll throw in here for Millbrook. I think most of the play early on has been near the center area.
Morais wants to push pace. Threw it in quickly, but Millbrook lost possession. There is Grassler. And a boot up the field with no connection.
Yeah, nice maneuver there by Zombek.
She puts it inside of the goalie area and an easy scoop for Wilson. Here's Heitman. Earns the byline. Her cross stays inbounds. Mulhare picks it up and plays it to midfield. 7th minute.
Nice battle for the ball there. Looks like we'll have a throw-in for Seward.
Nicely done by Grassler. Seward throwing.
I think Millbrook has more of the possession, but Seward's had more of the opportunities to score.
Tompkins misses wide.
Just as I say that.
Ran into it, but defended well and lost the angle. An attempted clear. It trickles back into the 18.
Yeah, the Spartans had a little bit of trouble back there, but they cleared it.
And now it is fully out. For Skobik. Misses wide. Now a junior, has been a starter on the varsity since the 8th grade.
Yeah, I could see why she looks like she has nice size and speed.
Already with 100, better than 100 career goals. An amazing tally with still a year to go. Honored earlier this year as a Seward Athlete of the Week.
Guess we're going to have a goal kick, or are we? Well, it looks like we're going to the corner. Interesting.
It was ushered out of bounds by a Seward defender, but it should have been played.
Correct. Cleared it out.
So now it is Tompkins who takes all the corners, strong on both feet. She swings it in with the right. Tracked down by Grassler, now back to Tompkins, who chips it in. Nobody home in the 10th minute.
A little bit of contact, might have an injury here. No, here we go, injury time.
Nobody had the advantage there, and so play is stopped on Grassler's behalf.
So I guess with that, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more right after this. You're watching the NFHS Network. All right, we are back as the trainer is attending to Emily Grassler with an apparent knee injury. I don't know if it's shin, it's definitely lower leg. Clock stopped with 29:53 remaining in the first half. Both teams have had a little bit of opportunities. As now the coaches are going to come over and see. Emily's sitting up right now. So while they're still attending there, let's take another break. You're watching the Class C Girls Soccer Championship in Section 9 here on the NFHS Network. Grassler's being helped off the pitch here. With 29:53 remaining here in the first half. All right, so we're going to get underway.
It's not a very deep roster. It's a talented one for Millbrook. And Grassler is such a big part of what they do.
A little bit of contact there.
Somebody who takes a lot of the direct kicks and is a target for the set pieces. And so we'll continue to monitor her status as she has earned the attention of the athletic trainer on the side who helped her off the field. And we'll also see how the Blazers can adjust to not having one of their best players on the field in the junior Emily Grassler.
Yeah, with Class C, you're not going to have a lot of depth on any of these rosters.
Pretty much everybody in uniform will see time on the Millbrook side, with a few exceptions. A left-footed attempt is off target. There is the dangerous Shannon Skombic.
Skombic, good idea there, good execution. Just a little bit off. It'll be a goal kick here for Millbrook.
Another throw-in for the second-seeded Blazers in this scoreless first half, 13th minute.
Cougar trying to find a Tompkins there.
Off her line, nicely done by Mulhare.
Yeah, Maurice came in.
Played out wide. There is more ice. Into two defenders. And now Heitman retreats.
That might have hit the elbow, but no handball called.
Skombic operating and earning the throw-in.
Oh, she's not going to throw it in.
Yeah, if that did hit the elbow a bit. Skombic, change of direction. Her cross from the byline is knocked down. Into the middle of the box and deflected away. Richner after it and controls.
So a substitution here for Seward. I'm going to throw in for the Spartans yet again.
It is loose in the box.
Oh. Yeah, Amanda Rodriguez was right there.
Trying to generate the first scoring chance. Brianna McLeod we just saw off your screen Emily Grassler helped towards the locker room. All indications is that she will not return to this game. A significant loss on the Blazers side. It's a throw-in for Stephanie DeMann. And a throw-in towards the corner for the Blazers.
I missed it there. But recovered. My mole hair there.
Nicely done defensively to stop that run.
Yeah, more right there.
18th minute. No score. Biggest development so far, the injury to Emily Grassler and the constant pressure that Shannon Skombeck has put on the Blazers' defense. DeYoung and Rodriguez in. Vote, along with McLeod, sit.
So Blazers have another throw-in.
And collected by Wilson. It was interesting watching her pregame work with her head coach, Jerome Canzaneri. He helped warm her up prior to the game While the field players were off in one area, she was working through her drills to get ready for tonight. The lights are on. It was overcast in the afternoon. A bit of a chill in the air as the sun has set, but a comfortable night. And you can tell by the way the players are dressed, still manageable weather late here in October. Midway through the first half, no score. Seward has registered 4 shots. Millbrook just 1.
Yeah, Seward has more of the opportunities as we're halfway through the first.
That required action from Wilson, and she handled easily. That is looped, and Mulher struggled with it initially, but covered up in time.
Yeah, Millbrook, as you mentioned, 2 shots, but it seems like they've had more once they've gotten down into the Seward end.
From the outside, Wilson. It was Skombick, Shannon the junior. Shots in favor of the Lady Spartans, 6-2. If you joined us earlier, the boys program took down Rhinebeck, the 4-time defending champs, in the Class C game earlier today here at Fowler Field. Class D girls, boys and girls A, scheduled for tomorrow. The D matchup is set. The Mountain Academy and Eldred, rather. And the Class A semifinals delayed a day because of the rain yesterday. And all of those matchups in progress now, or will be shortly. A chance. It is Heitman.
That'll be a throw-in for Millbrook.
Leads the team in scoring with 14 goals and 21 points overall. Was named second team All-State in the spring season. Originally scheduled for the fall of 20. Jordan Kahn checking in. Angelina Molino will move up to take the spot of Hannah Ross.
Some contact there. There's Angela Molino there.
24th minute.
Yep, time. Okay. That will take a quick timeout with 16:38 remaining in the first half. No score here on the NFHS Network. There's Mackenzie Richner there, the injured player. race has been a lot of action so far for Millbrook.
Ball is loose and put home. Samantha Morais off the rebound. 1-0 Millbrook.
Yeah, had a little bit of trouble in the box area. Ball was bouncing around. Yeah, I just mentioned about her that she's been involved in plays offensively. And right there, she got the goal.
It was Millbrook's second shot, and they get the game's first goal. Her 7th of the season for the sophomore, cashing in on the miscue by the keeper. Giving the Blazers the 1-0 lead in the 25th minute.
I got a throw in here for Millbrook. No, actually, just a set piece there. Now we'll have a throw in for the Blazers. Looks like Mackenzie Richner's back in. She had been injured a few minutes ago.
th minute, attacking third throw-in for Millbrook, already leading 1-0. Chipped forward.
Ever since that goal, Millbrook's had some momentum.
Heitman outnumbered. Followed up by Ross.
Oh, no throwing this time for the Spartans.
Skombeck puts on the moves. Skombeck left-footed. Did Wilson get a piece?
It looks like
We'll find out.
Yeah, I think so. Yes. Or no. No, it looks like it's going to be. Haven't got an indication yet. It looks like it's a goal kick.
So she did not get a piece as it trailed away from her. 29th minute. Outside of the reach of Ross, and so it becomes a Seward throw-in. Different leagues in the same section. There was no crossover for the Lady Spartans and the Blazers. The rivalry has developed over the last couple of years strictly through their playoff encounters.
Yeah, as you mentioned, they're in different leagues.
Tompkins, dispossessed.
But yeah, when it comes to Section 9, that's when they become rivals.
It was a victory in penalty kicks in 2019 for Seward. Millbrook, the following season, returned all but one starter. They didn't get their chance at revenge until the spring of 2021, and even then, winning a section title wasn't as satisfying because the Lady Spartans had to forfeit because of COVID concerns on their side. But it was a group last year that Jerome Canzanero said it's the best high school team that he'd ever been around and coached. They were 10-0-1. They scored 40 times, only conceded a single goal, and finished ranked number 1 in the state in Class C.
Yeah, you wonder if they had the state tournament, would they have gone all the way? It's possible.
So many what-ifs for the spring athletes in 2020, and then for all of the graduating seniors of the class of 21. Such a welcome sight to see a full schedule of state championship games this academic year. Be sure to monitor coverage on the NFHS network for all of those important games.
Of course, I live in New Jersey. They started the state overall championships in the spring season.
Yeah, New York reinstituted or had sectional championships throughout the year, but just did not get to play for a state title.
I was going to say that I actually had to go up to Massachusetts in early July. They had wrestling in spring. How about that?
Yeah.
And the first day I get up there is 95 degrees.
Yeah, there were Massachusetts amongst other states that allowed their championships to bleed past the typical school year in order to get all those competitions in. You were well-traveled, Glenn.
I was. I know. And then surprise.
And will be.
Yeah, that's right. Next 5 days, I'm going to be hanging here in the Empire State.
32nd minute. 1-0 Millbrook. Skombeck on the move. Nicely done by Charlie Moore, who got the start today as an 8th grader in this section final. Dillon lost it. The other way is Demand. Over the top for Heitman as she tries to track it down. It's a goal kick. Loose in the box.
Yeah, cleared out of there.
Over the head of Ross. And now the other way, Seward.
Yeah, Molina was right there, but good clear there by the Spartans.
Shannon Skombeck goes back to work.
Oh, nice move.
Watched by DeMann and gets around her.
Yeah, when she gets triple team, that's a little bit of trouble. I guess she'd have to pass it off when she thinks she can outmaneuver 3 defenders. And Melina might have got shaken up a little bit. She might have got a shoe in her stomach there, or a foot right in her stomach.
She's holding that left leg. Collision at midfield. Jordan Kahn came away with it in the 35th minute. McLeod. And now Richner.
Now a throw in here for Millbrook.
'36th minute. 1-0 Millbrook. Their goal coming in the 25th. Sammy Maurice banging home an uncontrolled rebound inside the goalie area. Catherine Mulhare had made the initial save, but it bounced off of her body and settled in the goal area for Maurice to clean up the rebound. 7-3 Seward in terms of shots, but trailing 1-0. Sadie Kruger wanted Tompkins, and out to the outside for Heitman. On net, and Mulhare is there.
See, Millbrook can come away here on a counter, I guess. Let's see.
One of their best players, Emily Grassler, went down earlier this half. But the journey for Millbrook, according to their head coach, Jerome Canzanero, has made them a resilient group. They've been battle-tested, and they've developed a knack for winning close games, and that's what you expect tonight to be. Skombic again providing the pressure. McLeod will sit. The throw in short for Skombic. Angelina Lopez will take another throw in. Skombic guarded by one, shadowed by 2 more. Tompkins got her foot on it to clear. Final 2 minutes of the opening half.
There might have been injury here for Sadie Kruger. She might have gotten kicked there in the head. They stop it? I don't know. I guess they did. Okay. I got a little over a minute to go, minute 10, but obviously the time is on the field. Clock stops here with 2 minutes on the scoreboard clock, the video board here. Oh, well, okay.
One nothing. Our halftime score, Sammy Morais in the 25th minute, putting Millbrook ahead as the defending champs look to make it 2 in a row in Section 9 Class C. Halftime here in Middletown on the NFHS Network.
All right, we are back 1-0. Millbrook over SS Seward. As we're going to start the second half shortly. Glenn Perry along with Dave Resnick. Bring you a doubleheader. Class C soccer. The boys won earlier today from SS Seward. And the Spartans are going to try to win it here, as they're going to have to come back. Switch ends, and SS Seward will possess the ball to start the second half.
Will it be the Blazers of Millbrook? Or will it be the Spartans of SS Seward?
Opening touch for Seward in the blue, Millbrook in the white. Second half is underway. The Blazers, the number 2 seed, entering at 13-2. Got a goal in the 25th minute from Sammy Morais. The top-seeded Lady Spartans of SS Seward at 15-2 outshot the Blazers 8-4 in the first half.
Yeah, turnover right there.
The cross, and taking care of that was the keeper, Catherine Mulhair.
Yeah, Hudson Heitman there trying to get the cross there to Kaylee Tompkins.
Skalbeck, no call. Hit the turf as she was taking on 3 defenders.
That's been the norm tonight.
A touch pass to the middle, sent away. 42nd minute. We just started the second half here in Middletown. Fowler Field, the host of so many big moments in Section 9 and championship games. It will once again host the Boys Soccer Championship in mid-November. That would be the state championship in addition to their hosting duties for sectionals and regional games as well. It's even taken over football hosting duties from Kingston when it comes to the state playoffs, and so the folks here are quite busy during November.
Yes, it's a great facility here at Middletown High School.
And comfy chairs.
Yes, I like the director's chairs. Yeah. The elevated director's chairs here.
Heitman in a battle with Vogt. Millbrook comes away with it. Played wide, chipped in, and over the end line for a goal kick.
Millbrook's doing what they have to do. I mean, they'll play defense, but if they get an opportunity in offense, they're going to do it.
Mulhare off her line. And a boot to try to create a counter, but it's won in the air by the Blazers. This is Francia, one of the captains. It's over her leg and tracked by Skombik. Back and forth we go in the 45th minute. Played forward, Mulhare gets there before Heitman.
Yeah, looks like we got a foul against Seward. Millbrook might. Nope. Onside. Yes.
Nearly slotted in. Cleared off the line. Great chance for Heitman. Better play by the Lady Spartans.
Yeah, didn't get much on that shot.
That sequence bringing some much-needed energy to the crowd here who has assembled on this Wednesday night in Middletown. Beautiful setting for an important game. Section 9 Class C Girls Finals. The boys of Seward earlier today taking down Rhinebeck for the Class C championship. Full replay can be watched here on the NFHS network.
Yeah, nice night here. Mostly cloudy, 53 degrees.
Only dropped 6 degrees since kickoff of the earlier game. Tompkins to swing it in.
Tompkins seeing who's ready there off the corner, see who she wants to kick it to.
top of the 18.
Man, it must have been a foul in the box.
It was called against the Blazers. Millbrook, without the services of Emily Grassler, who went down in the first half with an injury. She's a tall, statured target that Tompkins typically likes to find on set pieces. Had to look for a different target there, as the short kick is won by Millbrook, and the Blazers control. It goes beyond Tompkins, and Seward intercepts in the 48th minute.
Out of bounds, so throw in for the Blazers.
Room to operate on the near side, and a throw-in.
Yeah, good clear by Millbrook.
Richner on the throw-in. Skalmbik called for the foul.
Another throw in here for the Spartans. Starting to get a little bit of pressure in the Millbrook end. Just as they say that, looks like a counter here for the Blazers.
Led by Morais, the goal scorer in the 25th minute. We've now entered the 51st.
No surprise she didn't pass it off to the right.
Richner can't track it down in time. Moore with another throw-in for Millbrook. Heitman tried to turn the corner on it.
Yep. Things are going back and forth now. Can't really settle the ball now. Looks like they have. And opportunity here, throw in for the SS Seward Spartans.
It is Richner again. And one more time. It is volleyed home. What a tremendous effort. Believe we are looking at the tally for Cassidy DeGroat, who finds the equalizer in the 53rd minute.
She couldn't have placed that.
7 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in regulation. Seward goal by number 9. Cassidy DeGroat has tied it the game at 1.
DeGroat couldn't have shot that any more precise. What a tremendous goal.
Looped it over the head of Wilson and redirected it beautifully.
So be a throw in here for the Spartans. Let's see if that's going to spark them here. Tied at 1. Let's see if they get some momentum. Might have a handball.
Molino.
Another handball, looks like.
That bounced up on Richner there.
Yeah, Molino will do something here.
Heitman tried to track it down on the byline and just ran out of space.
Yes. Good effort. Good attempt. I was going to say there's a clear, but right over to a Seward player. Yeah, that was Richner. And she'll throw it in. No, she won't. It's going to be a throw in for Millbrook. Yep. What do we have? It might have been. I guess there's a foul. It'll be a set piece from about 30 yards out.
For Tompkins, we'll take a long run up to it. With the right. A low line drive kick that bounces all the way through to Mulhare. 57th minute, tied at 1. Millbrook scored in the first, Seward in the second just moments ago.
A little bit of push there. Another throw in for SS Seward. Throwing in yet again for the Spartans. This time throwing for Millbrook.
Nearly midway through the second half. Millbrook waiting to throw in after substitutions on both sides.
Got a couple substitutions here, one for each team. Out of bounds. Another throw in here for Seward. No, maybe not. Millbrook will throw it in. Who's going to get there first? Looks like we'll throw in for Millbrook.
It is more. In the 60th minute. Into the box. And cleared. Handled by Kruger. Ross runs onto it.
Couldn't get much of a shot there. Over rolled off the foot. We're halfway through the half here, second half. Throw in for Millbrook.
Oh, you're right. My bad. Look in that camera.
Millbrook has had more of the opportunity here after the Seward goal.
Battle on the byline.
Yeah, it'll be a goal kick.
Last touch by Heitman as she tried to shield the defender.
Couple substitutions here. Throwing for the Blazers. This time Seward's going to throw it in. A little bit of contact. Looks like Richner will commit the foul. Molina will take the free kick.
And it bounces harmlessly over the end line for a goal kick. In the 64th minute.
Yeah, it looks like Millbrook has had the better play right now since the Seward goal.
About 16 minutes to go in the half. We are tied at 1. Demand trying to punch it through. Good hustle by Morais, but she could not keep it from going over the touchline. Richner and Seward advancing forward.
Good speed there.
Here's Heitman. Team's best scorer on the cross. Still alive as Molino could not get there.
Yeah, golden opportunity right there. Heitman showing that good speed there on that right side.
Blazers defense has to retreat. This is Richner earning the throw-in in the attacking third. Or rather, a foul in the attacking third to set up a set piece. So here's the dangerous Shannon Skombick. will try to either elevate over or play around a three-person wall. Played out by the Blazers.
Looks like we'll have a foul against Millbrook. So about 34 yards out. Get the free kick.
Entering the match for the Lady Spartans, number 11, Brianna McLeod.
Final 12 minutes of regulation. Seward earned the equalizer in the 53rd minute after Millbrook took the lead in the 25th.
Good move right there. They call foul.
Stopping the clock.
Yes, could be a yellow card maybe.
Players getting booked.
It is a yellow.
Against Jordan Kahn, the junior. Hannah Ross will substitute back in. Madeline Rosado will trigger. Blasts it high to the near post and short of her intended target.
Oh, I forgot to start the clock on the scoreboard.
Skalbeck has her attempt blocked down.
See if we have a counter here. No offside.
Molina
It's going to be a corner.
earns the corner. Tompkins will swing in with her left foot. Low, line drive. Sophia Brady for the Lady Spartans was there defensively. And now it's a goal kick in the 72nd minute. Skombeck plays it out wide. Looking there for Amanda Rodriguez. Cassidy DeGroat follows up. She had the second half tally for the Lady Spartans to tie it at 1.
Go out of bounds, so throw in for Millbrook.
Corner. Mackenzie Richner tees it up. Skips to the top of the penalty area for Shannon Skombeck. Wilson is there. 74th minute. Hudson Heitman picking up speed.
It could be a corner.
And it is. Tompkins is the one. Blazers couldn't do anything with it. They win it back. Heitman circles with it.
Oh.
Wants Molino. But Mulhare is there.
Oh, they had a golden opportunity right there. Going to be onside, couldn't get the ball.
'75th minute of this Section 9 Class C championship.
Well, out of bounds. Wow. Looked like it was riding the line.
'76th minute. Defensive throw-in for the Lady Spartans. And another one upcoming.
Another throw-in. Could have called a handball there.
Stays with Millbrook. Moore on the throw-in. It enters the penalty area. Volleyed to the side. And played out to the foot of Skombeck. '78th minute, top of the penalty area. Francia dispossessed, but holds on to it for Deman. And played all the way out over the midway line. Skombeck.
Let's see if Seward can set up here.
She gets around one defender. Gets around a second.
They call foul on Skombeck? I guess so.
'78th minute.
2 minutes remaining in regulation. 2 minutes.
With time winding down, Hudson Heitman, their best goal scorer, has it on her left foot.
Yeah, it can be a foul the other way.
Entering the match for Millbrook, number 4, Hannah Ross.
Okay.
That's the end of regulation, and we are all tied
80 minutes in the books.
Class C Girls Championship match.
Tied at 1. End of regulation. Overtime upcoming on the NFHS Network.
Overtime periods.
We're about to start the overtime session. We got 2 10-minute overtime sessions. They will play it out even if there is a goal. Now, if it's tied after the 2 10-minute overtime sessions, they will go to a golden goal 5-minute, 2 5-minute overtime sessions. So that's how they're going to play it out. And if it's tied after that, they go to penalty kicks. 13-10 shots in favor of SS Seward.
40 minutes was not enough. Who will take the Class C crown? Will it be the Blazers of Millbrook? Or will it be the Spartans of Seward? Camera folks ready?
So it looks like Millbrook will start things off in the overtime session, or no? No, it looks like it's going to be Seward.
So, we'll guarantee 20 minutes at the very least.
Yay.
Glenn explained the overtime situation as 10 minutes are on the clock. This first overtime session, 2 separate 10-minute periods. The thought behind that is sometimes the wind can play a factor in the game. And so at the end of 10 minutes, the teams will change sides. And so both teams have the ability to play with and against the wind over the course of these 20 minutes. Similar to the boys, though, 30 total minutes of overtime before a potential penalty scenario. So if a goal is scored within these 20 minutes, it is not a golden goal. It is treated almost as if it's a regulation period. The goal in the first half came from Millbrook. It was Sammy Morais in the 25th minute. Cassidy DeGroat had the equalizer in the 53rd minute. We are tied at 1, now into overtime of this Section 9 Class C Girls Soccer Championship.
Clear out there for Seward, so we'll throw in for Millbrook.
Throw in for the Blazers.
So they're going to have a free kick here. Millbrook has had the better of the play early on in this overtime.
Here's Skombeck. Impeded at midfield. Heitman tried a touch to herself. Tracks it down on the cross, and nicely done by Mulhare to read it.
Just going to be clear out of bounds. So throw in here for SS Seward. They want to kick it back to the goalie, so it was cleared.
Top of the box. DeYoung had her foot on it, but couldn't control. Seward maintaining possession. For Wilson.
Yeah, this is where fatigue comes in a factor here because playing more than 80 minutes right now becomes more of a mental game right now.
Heitman keeps it alive for the cross.
Oh!
What a stop. Incredible job by Mulher to come across the line and absolutely deny Tompkins. Save of the game. And maybe of the season for the Lady Spartans. And remember, it was not going to be a golden goal. There is still time in overtime to be played. Now Skombik the other way. Across to the middle there. An opening. Just wide.
Boy, we've seen two great scoring opportunities for each team and couldn't quite get it in the net.
DeYoung holding her hands over her mouth in disbelief that she couldn't finish.
Good takeaway right there. This is by Gaffer Byrne.
Heitman with 2 to beat.
Actually, that was the Grote, beg your pardon.
Hudson Heitman serves it and cleared with 2 minutes to play in this overtime session. Skombik dummied it and then lost it.
Breakaway here.
And now she's running on it and sends it high. Tried to blast it off the bounce.
I'm in under a minute here on our clock.
Final 2 minutes of every session is kept on the field, and so we don't have an exact time other than to know that this first overtime or the first 10 minutes of overtime is coming to a close as this is shot from the outside and in. A blast.
That was a great shot. Oh my gosh.
What appeared to be a harmless throw-in, Mackenzie Richner puts Seward in front.
Officially Seward goal in the first overtime period by number 10, Mackenzie Richner, has given the Spartans
Boy, we've seen 2 goals that just been pinpoint precision.
In either the 89th or 90th minute, Seward takes its first lead of the game, and that sets up a final 10 minutes of overtime for the Lady Spartans to protect the lead.
So it looks like we're going to have a 60-second timeout here. I mean, a 2-minute timeout. So we'll take one as well, as it's going to be in the second overtime session. Seward 2 and Millbrook 1 will take a timeout. You're watching the NFHS Network. This time Millbrook will get the ball to start the second session.
Let's hear it for both our teams, the Blazers of Millbrook and the Lady Spartans of Seward, for a great soccer match.
Really an unbelievable turn in that overtime session, which again, and obviously is not golden goal. Millbrook generated the best chance of the period about 8 minutes in, and Catherine Mulhare had the save of the game, and just minutes later, off a throw-in, it was Richner that put one in from deep on a seemingly innocent play.
Once again, a precise kick. You saw that with DeGroat and then now Richner. Took up a goal kick here. One of the Millbrook players is shaking up a little bit. Looks like she's okay. Ooh, almost went over the wall.
Don't know if they have anybody to fetch.
Yes, that'd be pretty tough going over that wall. I don't know what's behind there.
Seems to be a shopping center.
Yes, they do have some trees right there.
Kruger. Millbrook now playing from behind.
Millbrook will inbound it from throw-in.
Voigt trying to operate on the near side, beyond her.
Out of bounds, so throw in here for Millbrook. Spartans will do the honors this time. And you do have 2 substitutions here for SS Seward. I guess Seward's going to counter right here.
Generating from the back. Bouncing along the touch line and over. '94th minute. If the score stays the same, we're playing 100. This is Cassidy DeGroat, who scored Seward's first goal.
Could have been a handball right there, but they didn't see it. There'll still be a throw in here for Millbrook. Looks like Seward set up defensively. Looks like they have 5 in the back line. Oh, stoppage there. I guess under 5 minutes.
Entering the match for the ladies' corner, number 6, Angelina Lopez, number 2, Amanda Rodriguez, and number 20, Sophia De Jong.
Millbrook trails 2-1. Building momentum here in the attacking third.
Looks like we'll have a set piece here. It's Tompkins. 2-person wall right there.
Tompkins over the top. And there was Mulhare off of her line, tracking it beautifully in the 97th minute.
Yeah, Seward couldn't quite settle it. There's the Young. Another save right there. So Mulhane's been a little busy here in the second session of the overtime.
3 minutes to go in this second 10-minute overtime session. The Lady Spartans took the lead in the 89th minute. They won this championship back in 2019, needing PKs to do it. They didn't get a chance to defend their title this past spring when Section 9 had their Fall 2 season because just prior to the championship game, they had a COVID outbreak on their team. And now back on the field, they are 2.5 minutes away from reclaiming the title in dramatic overtime fashion.
Obviously, Seward can be patient here. Time is on their side. All right, so clock be kept on the field, but we have our own clock, and we can guess it's about 1:50 right now.
99th minute. Seward still generating. DeGroat has it for Seward. But the Lady Spartans are offside. The Blazers scored back in the 25th minute. The Lady Spartans defense has stiffened in front of keeper Catherine Mulhare, who had a spectacular save prior to the go-ahead goal.
We have 55 seconds remaining.
Booted in.
Yeah, it's
Cross the end line and a goal kick.
Yeah, so they can waste a little bit of time right here.
And that is it. Overtime is complete. The Lady Spartans, Section 9 Class C champs. Seward scores the game's last 2 goals, including the overtime winner by Mackenzie Richner in the 89th minute. They earned their rematch with Millbrook, and they made it count.
Yep, shots are 18-13 in favor of SS Seward. So they really, I think after that, and they sort of took over in the second half, especially after that goal. Millbrook had their moments after that game tire, but I think late in the second half and then into the overtime, I thought Seward outplayed him a little bit.
Millbrook, prior to tonight, a perfect 6-0 against Class C schools on the season. Their only 2 losses of the year to Class D, the Mount Academy, who will play for a section title tomorrow on the NFHS network. The Blazers fall to 13-3. The defending champs fall in the section final. As the Lady Spartans improve to 16-2, they are moving on to the state playoffs with a 2-1 overtime victory over Millbrook.
Yeah, I guess all the quick trophy and medal ceremonies for both Millbrook and SS Seward. Millbrook picking up the runner-up trophy and the silver medals, while SS Seward will pick up the championship trophy and the gold medals. And I'm going to have handshakes right now. Actually, going to be fist pumps, not handshakes, I guess because of COVID. So a clean sweep for the SS Seward Spartans. Both the boys and the girls win Class C Section 9 titles.
Let's give both teams a great round of applause.
Waiting for the congratulations from both squads. And it looks like Millbrook is done with their conference there.
Applause for a great match that took 2 10-minute overtimes before the Lady Spartans pulled it out. On a goal in the first overtime period by number 10, Mackenzie Richner. It is a Seward sweep at Seward this afternoon, with the boys taking the Class C championship earlier this afternoon against Rhinebeck, and the Lady Spartans follow suit
All right, so there are the trophies, the trophy, championship trophy, and the medals going to be presented to SS Seward.
Take on the Section 1 champion in your opening round matchup of the state tournament. We want to thank everybody.
So that's going to do it from here. Once again, the final score. It is in overtime, SS Seward 2 and Millbrook 1. We'll be back here tomorrow at 3:45 p.m. for the Class D Girls Championship here in Section 9. For Dave Resnick, I'm Glenn Perry saying so long and have yourselves a good night, everybody.